Welcome back to another episode of Diabetes 180 with Lewis Bertus, your physician assistant and diabetes reversal health coach. Today we're talking about a very important topic. What are normal blood sugar levels for a diabetic? Now, first off, let me say that if you're a diabetic, then you're not going to have normal numbers if you're comparing to a non-diabetic. But there is a target range, right? Agreed on by the Endocrinology Society, the American Diabetes Association, and the CDC. Target ranges for blood sugar levels for a diabetic type 1 or type 2 is between 80 to 130 before a meal and less than 180 1 to 2 hours after a meal. Very simple, not complicated. 80 to 130 before a meal or fasting, and less than 180 1 to 2 hours after a meal. Those are the target ranges agreed upon most health professionals and societies that deal with diabetes, because we are focused, when you're diabetic, on limiting the complications of diabetes. And these target ranges will make it so that you're less likely to see the complications of diabetes. Now, that being said, Diabetes 180 is about diabetes remission and reversal, and coming off medication and going as far as you can at reversing this disease process. So there's 3 points that we want to make and take in consideration when measuring your blood sugar levels day to day. Number one, the first point is don't pay too much attention to just one reading, okay? Your blood sugars can rise and fall like the stock market. You know that. But just like the stock market, you don't interpret just one fall or one rise in your blood sugar, right? The stock market should be interpreted by looking at it at a glance, pulling back. And you might see that stock, even though it's a stock, even though it's going up and down, over time, it's actually going in this direction, right? Or it may be going in a downward trend. So look at the trend of your blood sugar levels. Don't just look at one reading. It's more important to know what your lifestyle is doing in a long-term vision or view. If you're trending down in your blood sugar levels, even though it's spiking, it can be trending down. And you'll notice, if that's the case, that means your diabetes is getting better. If it's trending up, right, instead of down, then your lifestyle is not promoting diabetes health. Your diabetes is getting worse. So look at the trend. That's the first point that is worth mentioning. The trend is more important. Number two, also important, is if you're adopting a low-fat, whole-food, plant-based diet, meaning that you're starting to eat more whole carbs and decreasing your fat percentage, which is what we teach on Diabetes 180, you might actually see a paradoxical rise in your blood sugar level. You might see some more spikes. This is what happens with some of my clients. It's what happened with my wife when she started a low-fat, whole-food, plant-based approach. She said, man, my blood sugars are rising. They're not getting better. But this is because you're increasing your carb intake and you're not yet insulin sensitive. But if you're persistent over time, you start to see that, like the stock market in illustration, it's going in the right direction. It's going down, right? Not up. So you'll see it rise, and it may take a while, but be persistent. And that leads to point number three, in that you're not going to be able to see a remission and reversal overnight. You didn't get diabetes overnight. It took decades in some cases to have this disease develop in your body. So be patient when adopting a low-fat, whole-food, plant-based approach to your diabetes. Again, like my wife and many of my clients have experienced, for some it took just days to start getting normal numbers, pre-diabetic numbers and non-diabetic numbers. For others, it took weeks. My wife, it took 6 weeks before she started to see numbers that were normal and she was off medicine. So be persistent. Know that the disease will and can be improved with the correct lifestyle approach, but you gotta be patient. So again, my name is Lewis Bertus. I'm a diabetes reversal health coach. And if you're looking for an opportunity to work with a health coach and make the most out of your diabetes and experiencing a 180 in this disease, then definitely look in the link in the description section for a free consultation. And I would love to see how we can work together. All right. And as always, beloved, I pray above all things that you may prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. See you next week.